Episode 19. I'm assuming this is like German or something for dead calm, which is like the ocean. I Dodd Kalm is how it's like spelled, but I think it's German. Anyway, yeah, this is the everyone's old episode on a ship. It kind of reminded me of the movie Triangle, of course. Or like any ship, any ghost ship, right? Ghost ship, Deep Rising, any movie where they find a ghost ship out in the ocean, Triangle. So that of course, and I like this trope. I'm a big fan of it. There's some, it's almost like a moving island.
Yeah.
These big ass ships just floating around out there, unmanned.
Yeah.
Literal ghost ships. I mean, they exist.
They do.
They find ghost ships, and it's like they've been floating out there for years.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy to think.
And there's like all the crews vanished or dead or...
Yeah, just gone.
That's crazy. That's crazy cool. This episode was... It was good.
I liked this episode.
The makeup, on the other hand, it is way too stiff.
It is, but I think it kind of works because it's sort of about like the salt content, and it makes them look like salty and crusty. So I felt like it worked because it's not really that they're like they are aging, yeah, but it's not like regular age.
I don't know how you reverse such effects.
Yeah.
I feel like once you go into that state, I don't think you'd be able to get it back.
It's kind of like they're being like crystallized.
Yeah.
With the salt.
Right.
So
I feel like the wrinkles and all that stuff in their face would just not go away.
And it also seems like they're just like extremely dehydrated.
Yeah. But when
Which
you're
is...
extremely dehydrated, this is what you look like.
No. Yeah.
I mean, I don't care. It's fucking X-Files. And so, of course, this is in the Bermuda Triangle. They've always got to attack the Bermuda Triangle. Poor Bermuda Triangle. What did it ever do to anyone?
Lots of things.
Lots of things. And yeah, I mean, but it does feel like there's a passage of time that's going on, because even the crew that they find that's like on the lifeboat, and all of the stuff looks corroded, like it's old, like it's falling apart. It definitely feels like time has passed.
Yeah, it does. I mean, I think it's supposed to feel that way.
Because like even the sign, like when they get on the ship, is like eroding as they...
Yeah. It erodes faster, for sure.
But that's just supposed to be the quality of the
water.
Yeah.
In that area.
Okay. Why not? It makes as much sense.
I think
as
that
anything
it's
else.
like a different take on... Everybody views the Bermuda Triangle as like a portal, or like, somewhere where there's like a rip in time or something like that. So this is just like a different way to explain what's happening.
Yeah.
So
the bodies that they find are like disintegrating and falling apart. That was cool. Not so good if you were one of them.
Definitely not.
And so, can you drink snow globe water?
I think you would if you had only that to drink.
Is the water in snow globes actually water?
Was treated with something, but maybe it is just water. If it's completely sealed in there and nothing can get in.
Yeah, but there's like specks in it of whatever the hell.
The glitter. I mean, they were drinking like the glitter and stuff in there, but you can drink glitter. It's not gonna hurt you.
Also, sardine water.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's gonna
want to talk about salt.
Yeah.
I don't think they need any more salt.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, but they don't even drink that anyway because it gets knocked off the table.
Yeah, they just needed liquid of any kind.
That wasn't
salt water.
The water that was contaminated. They were having to drink like the filtered water through the system.
Yeah, the
that was used for the toilets.
Wastewater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Potable water.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You gotta do what you gotta do to survive, I guess.
You do.
Hey, and the irony here is the dude who's trying to hoard all the water, he gets it.
He does.
He drowns.
Was
you want the
very
water?
happy.
All right. How about some in your lungs?
Yeah, it was some definite, like, instant karma for him.
Very instant. Yeah. And we get a little bit of a reference to when Scully is in her coma.
Yes.
She says she, like, experienced something.
Mm-hmm.
And she says that they have nothing to fear in death. Now, for me, this would be, like, a big moment for Scully. Because Scully is, like, very either, like, agnostic or straight up atheist against these things. She does wear, like, a little cross on her neck and has some kind of beliefs. But those beliefs are, you know, they're much like boulders. They're unprovable. And it's like, I don't know. I think that her accepting that she feels like she has faith in something supernatural should be a big step for her towards the, the X-Files.
Yeah, I think it is a big step. I think it's treated well. I mean, she's telling it to Mulder as, like, a way to comfort him. So, I like how it's handled. But, it comes up later, too. There's other moments in the show after where we see, like, her belief, like, in some way.
Yeah. And, this, of course, goes to their love and respect for one another because they both, on the precipice of the mortal coil coming undone, they both just want to protect each other.
Yeah.
Mulder is, like, done for,
Yeah.
and Scully's trying everything she can to protect him, and he's doing everything to be like, no, you are a woman, you have a longer life expectancy.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Like, he's just being very matter of fact and analytical about it.
Yeah.
But, ultimately it's just both of their ways of trying to save one another. Because, they love one another.
They do.
And when, oh when, will they finally get it on?
Who knows?
Yeah. And I won't say anything more because I remember stuff for sure. I want to say I have a feeling I remember their first kiss. But I'm gonna see. We're gonna see. Going through this episode by episode in order has been fun because we're getting, like, longer moments, lingering moments with one another in this show. And there's one coming up where he's, like, playing with her hair and putting it out of her face as she's, like, had something happen to her, and he does it for much longer than someone normally would. So, yeah, that's that. I don't know. I don't have a lot to say about this episode, but I did enjoy it.
I did too. This is another episode where, like, one or both of them ends up in, like, a medical condition at the end in the hospital that is, like, they're on tubes and whatever, and then by the next episode, they're fine. They're back to normal.
Well, we had talked about, I talked about how we should have been paying attention to the dates at the beginning of each episode.
I think we're going to start trying to do that.
To see how much time has passed from episode to episode, because they always start every episode with the date.
Yeah.
And if it's, like, only a couple days, I'm going to be like, no.
I don't think it is. Sometimes there's definitely longer periods of time that pass.
Sure.
But sometimes it is days. Sometimes it is just a few days.
But I feel like with the ailments that they run into, it would take, like, months to recover.
Yeah, it would.
Like,
it would, for
when
sure.
they get all the fluids sucked out of them, which sounds like a pretty good time. In that bug episode with the light and the trees getting cut down.
That would
I feel like that would have
months.
taken a long time to heal. So I would have to look at the dates of that episode and then the next episode. And if it's like a week, then they're not even trying.
Right.
But with the amount of injuries that they've sustained, especially the fact that Scully and Mulder, but I feel like Scully has maybe even more. I wish I also kept a tally of this. You know, these are things that you wish you thought of when it started. I want to know how many times they are knocked unconscious.
Yeah.
Because concussions and brain damage and like that's always funny to me. It's just a TV show, so at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter, but it's just for fun. And it's like this person would be so brain damaged at this point if they've been knocked out this many times. They always just take it like in movies and TV shows and things. It's always just like,
right, like no big deal.
They just get knocked unconscious.
It's a little bit more.
But I feel like years would have passed at this point for all the injuries that they've sustained and the amount of time it would take for them to heal and be back on cases. Right? And it's only been like a year and a half, I want to say, is what we get to in one of these later episodes. He's like, a year and a half ago. And I was like, a year and a half? You guys have done so much?
Yeah.
One episode is like more than most people do in their lifetime.
I know. Yeah, they cram a lot of stuff in.
Into a year and a half.
For sure.
Oh my God. Imagine if you're like, it's been a crazy year. We caught a fluke guy.
Yeah.
We uncovered this gender bender society of Amish people.
Right.
You just go on and on and on. It's like, that all happened this year?
Yeah. Yeah. It would be crazy. For them to look back on it and be like, oh, yeah.
We found some species of bug that was dormant inside of a tree from like millennia ago and sucked our fucking bodies dry.
And then this is just going to keep happening every year. They just have
every week.
More and more crazy stuff.
Oh my God, we haven't even touched the crazy shit yet.
I know.
Like, it gets way crazier. You know, as the show goes on, of course, they got to up the ante and they're going to deal with way more craziness.
Yes, yeah. It's going to get intense.
All right. Dead Kalm or Dodd Kalm or whatever the hell, however you say this. Someone who is, if this is German, I think this is German. I don't know how to pronounce it. I don't know how for you to write it out phonetically for me to be able to understand it. So next up, we got Humbug. And that's a fun episode. The Carney, freak episode. So that'll be a fun one. And we'll see you there. All right, guys.